Anna says live. Welcome back, Crypto Hulk here. This will be the member show for today. We just had a open program, and now we're going with the members only. There was an article. I'm gonna check my email. I don't know where the hell it went. I'm gonna try to look for it. So give me a minute before I start this show. It was a damn good article. Glaring mistake. I don't think that one's it. Me. Oh, is that it? Oh shit! I think I found it. Oh, jackpot! I just hit the jackpot. I lost an article which I thought I had, and then I found it in my email. Mm. Okay, check it out. We're going over in this program 3 articles. I'm not doing. I got 4 more lined up. I'm not doing it. I don't got time. And these articles are so fucking big. Just like the show I just got done with was massive. Okay, this one is even more massive. Just when you thought you couldn't get any better, the title to my first article: NASDAQ, the NASDAQ stock exchange is going to offer crypto. Holy shit. Okay. This is fucking going mainstream, you guys. Like, this is all gonna just go crazy. We're at a time 2.5 years ago. If I would have heard crypto's gonna be sold on the NASDAQ, I'll be like, oh shit. This is what we've wanted. Hey, all these things are starting to come down like now. It's happening. When you hear the second largest stock market in the world, the NASDAQ, is going to have crypto on it, you know you're in the right place at the right time watching this channel. All right? Crypto stocks. Yes. Oh, Matt 59754. Yesterday, Matt gave a donation, and I had already clicked out, and his donation was in the process of getting to me, and it didn't show up, so I didn't get to say thank you to Matt, but I want to say thank you to Matt now. He's always on the show. He likes learning. He has great comments and stuff, so I appreciate that, Matt. All right. Where are we going? I'm gonna start with that article. Okay, here's the. You know what? I'll even send it to you. Send it. That's what we used to say in the military when we want to have it rain steel. The say send it. Oh, fuck! I did that one wrong. Hold on. Copy. That's what you do. You copy. Yeah, the Matt 59754 says, thank you, sir. And we say, thank you, Matt, for learning on this channel and investing in yourself and your future. I don't know if you have family, friends, whatever. Maybe you want to start a business to help people. I don't know. But what I'm trying to do is teach everybody how to come up, to be rich, to not start getting all scared and shit. Like, look, you can go on a vacation if the country you're in gets unfriendly. You can find another country that's friendly for you. Okay, I'm not going to elaborate. So I'm going to a friendly country. All right. So with that, let's start this article here. Here's the title: NASDAQ to offer institutional crypto custody service. Oh shit. With plans for expansion. You know what? This is so fucking huge. The second largest stock exchange in the world is reportedly going to offer crypto custody. Now, it's to institutional investors, just letting you know, but that's not going to last long. Okay, it's gonna be open to everybody for certain things. We might, yeah. So let me just say, see, here's the thing. Look, right now, I've been on YT for 2.5 years, teaching you guys to get into this. Look, you're able to buy XRP right now for 40 cents. One day, it's not going to be available for you to buy. You're going to have to be an institutional investor like a bank, okay? XLM, XDC, Quant, Algorand, Hedera Hashcraft, CeeLo, okay? All these that I've talked about, I've made shows on them. Go back and watch the shows. All of this shit right now, a year, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, this shit's gonna be so fucking expensive. And you're gonna say, you know, I watched this crypto program. This guy sat on the fucking floor all the time in front of a couch. God knows why he's not sitting on the couch. He must have some brain damage or some shit. But what I took away from his channel, I made $50 million. You know, some of you guys are gonna make 100 million. I know people in real life, since they'd never bought crypto before they came to my channel. Now, some of them have been on this program before, some of them have not. You don't know who I'm talking about. Somebody in my personal life that I know, this dude's got 1 million XRP, and he started with zero. And he's been watching my show for a couple of years. This person, about 2.5 years now, he's been there since like day one. And at first, for like 3 or 6 months, he's not believing a fucking word I say. He'd watch the show because it's entertainment value. I cuss and scream. I mean, he hates politicians and Gary and all the Jay Claytons. So he's like, yeah, I agree with that guy on that and that. But this crypto shit, this crypto whole guy doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But it's cool. I don't care. And then over the time, he said, because I see him in the gym and stuff. And then he's like, teach me a little more. So I talked to him and this. I say, watch my program. And eventually, over these 2.5 years, the dude's got 1 million XRP. And I'm like, fuck. He's like, because I watched your show, you taught me all this stuff. So these little whales, not little, these whales and stuff that show up here, whoever they are and stuff, I'm not knocking them, but they know. And that's why they show up here, because they want you guys to know this is the fucking channel to learn from. Okay. They don't come in here and start dropping $600 or $300 a show or whatever it is. And they're not doing that because they're fucking stupid. All right. They're trying to show you this is a valuable channel and you should watch the channel. That's the reason they fucking do that. Okay. So if you're poor right now, hey, it's fine because you're not going to be. You watch my material on the show, you will be rich. Okay. You're getting into crypto right now. In the future, it's going to be institutional investors only. I'm showing you the stuff right now to get the crypto. Now, don't go crazy with the crypto. Remember, we went over like, if you're super poor and stuff, but if you have 1,000 XRP, let's do the math real quick and I'll continue with this article. Calculator. Okay. You got 1,000 XRP. What is it going to run you? About $300-400 or something. Okay. Somewhere in there. You can get 2 for $1 now. So right now, if you spent $1,000, you can get 2,000 XRP. But let's say you just you have 1,000 XRP, whatever that would cost. Right now, $400 or something. Okay. So yeah, 1,000 XRP times. Now, when it goes to, I know it's going to hit $10,000. That's fucking easy. You're looking at $10 million. You got it? You spend $400 to get 1,000 XRP, or I'm not doing the math right, but whatever it is, you get 1,000 XRP, you're gonna have 10 million. You get, I know somebody, this woman that I know, she's got 5,000 XRP, and she's gonna have $50 million when it hits $10,000 in XRP. Got it? She has 5,000. She's gonna have 50 million at least. What if XRP it's 10, 20, 30, $50,000? Fuck, this lady's gonna have $250 million when she has 5,000. You see where I'm going with this? So you don't need to have a million. So don't feel bad if somebody has got 500,000 XRP or million. How much money do you fucking need? All right, that's what it comes down to. So, all right. So the second largest exchange is going to have crypto for institutional investors only. They're starting, of course, with Bitcoin and Ethereum. All right, that's pretty much a given. But that's why in the beginning here it says they're going to expand with plans for expansion. That's in the title. Okay. So what the NASDAQ did, the NASDAQ hired a former crypto exchange person from Gemini. Okay. So Wall Street is coming in. Do you see a trend here? We went over a story last week where a bunch of Wall Street investment bank type things, they're going to be starting their own crypto exchange. You see this? So they're going to put the squeeze on all these little exchanges and stuff. Like I told you, I've been telling you this for 2.5 years. Out of 100 crypto exchanges in the United States, you might have 10 left. Okay. And then what's going to happen is if you got crypto on the stock market, why would you go to some fucking no-name exchange when you can go to NASDAQ and get crypto like a fund of some sort? See, so I don't know how all this will go down. And I know all the banks will be in there, Wells Fargo, JP Morgan, Citibank, and they'll all have opportunities for you to buy crypto. And XRP won't be 40 cents. If you get it, which you won't, it'll be 10, 20, 30, 50,000 bucks. And you'll be thinking, damn, Crypto Hulk was talking about it was 40 cents. And he said it would go up to 10 to 50,000 bucks. Yeah. Like, wow, how did that guy know all that stuff? Well, David Schwartz tells us. David Schwartz was in a symposium and somebody asked about the price. You know what David Schwartz said? He didn't say, let's figure a $20 XRP. No, listen to what the fuck David Schwartz did. David Schwartz starts off by saying, well, if XRP was at 10,000 bucks, and I'm just like, whoa, what the fuck did you just say? Do you see where this is going? He's starting at 10,000, you guys. It's probably going to go to 100,000 maybe. He started at 10,000. If you can't figure how massive that is, one of the smartest guys on the fucking planet with crypto stuff, one of the smartest, probably the top 3 to 5 guys in the world. He doesn't start with $100 XRP, $500, 1,000, 5,000, 8,000. He starts with 10,000. He's in a big group of people giving a speech. That's how I know. Someone said, well, how do you know? No. Well, when David Schwartz says that fucking shit, I'm going to listen, okay? That's how it works, for me at least. You can listen to whoever the fuck you want. When David Schwartz says something, I'm listening to him. All righty. Hell's bells. Thank you very much for your donation to my channel. I appreciate that. You're getting great information, and I know your future is going to be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. XRP Mama. Thank you, Crypto Hulk. Appreciate you. I'm grateful to the people that help with the donations in the channel. Greatly appreciate that as well. And your guys' future. I know your futures are going to be awesome because I expect mine to. I'm not doing this shit to make money on fucking donations and shit. That helps me right now. I've set aside my certain amount of XRP, VeChain. I'm getting that other crypto. I forgot the name of that shit. They keep postponing it all the time. That whenever it comes out, but that's where my money comes from. That Bread Garlic House. Boy, that's been a while since I've seen you here. Stock it up on hash graph and hashish. Oh, brilliant. Well, as long as it's legal in your country, then good luck to that. Hedera H-bar. Okay, so we got that story done. Let's go for another. I'm going to click out of that article. So the NASDAQ, keep your eyes peeled. They're going to have crypto on there. All right. Draft stablecoin bill. Okay. draft stablecoin bills in Congress to require the federal government and the state regulator approval. The title of this is called Draft Stablecoin Bills in Congress. It says it's going to require the federal government's, the state government's approval. Okay, here we go. The federal and state regulators would have to approve stablecoin plans for non-banks like Ripple, Stellar, like that. Traditional and or Tether, Circle. Okay. Let's see what they say here. Traditional financial institutions like banks could gain approval through the federal bank regulator. So your B of A is going to have stable coins. Stable coins backed by only digital assets, and that would be like Tether, okay, would see a 2-year ban from new issuances. So right now, if this bill goes through, Tether won't be able to add any more customers for 2 years. Oh, blocked. The Tether just got blocked with a 2-year grace period for existing stable coins to receive approval after changing their business model. So here's what's going on. The banks are coming in to take everything over. What have I been telling you for 2 years? I'll repeat myself for brand new people that are not here for 2 years. The banks are here to come in, shut down all the exchanges, get rid of all your crypto and your gold cards and your 401k dumb shit these other people are fucking selling and all these kinds of things. Okay. The banks are going to come in. The government's going to shake out all this kind of stuff unless you have your shit on a hardware wallet, like I've been saying every single show, 2.5 years. Unlike the other people on YT, the government's coming in. They're going to shut down Tether and all these other stablecoin companies for 2 years. For 2 years, and then they have to design a new business plan. Okay. Now they're going to allow, if you already have a Tether, they're going to allow you to be an existing customer of Tether, okay? But no more new people are going to join up with Tether for the next 2 years. That's probably not going to work for Tether. You might see a bye-bye, okay? Meanwhile, the banks are going to go straight to the Federal Reserve. I did a show on this about 2 weeks ago. I did a 2-day show on just this topic on how the CBDC stablecoin is going to go. What's going to happen is banks already got the green light because they're already in the federal system. See how that works? They're going to have a 2-year head start. And guess what? You get first leader advantage. That's why Bitcoin and Ethereum are popular. Why? Not because they have any use case. They're fucking garbage. Because they have first leader advantage. Now, look at the banks that we got around today. JP Morgan, Citibank. They're going to have first leader advantage. They're going to get all set up with their crypto exchanges, all set up with their stable coins. They're going to start right off out of the gate. And everyone's going to, for 2 years, if you go to a business for 2 years and you're happy with them, and 2 years later, are you going to leave and go to a Tether? No. I'm just telling you what, this is the big shakeout right here. They're shutting everybody out for 2 years, except the banks. They're already licensed. They're already insured. See how this works? I told you for 2.5 years. The banks are to come in, shut down all the stuff, take all your shit, and sell it back to you for 1,000 times the cost. And some of you have been watching me for 2 years, like, holy shit, Crypto Hulk, you've been telling us this shit for 2.5 years. Exactly. That's why I make this fucking show. Okay. Stable coins. Okay, so that's what's going to happen. Banks are going to be allowed to just green light this shit right away. It says here, U.S. federal framework would temporarily ban the types of payment cryptos that use algorithms and shit, like Terra. Non-bank issuers of stablecoins, so that would be like a Tether, would backed by fiat currencies, would also be overseen by state banking regulators and the Federal Reserve. Banks or credit unions could issue their own stable coins, which would be overseen by the OCC, the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, and the FDIC. Okay, that's how all this works with the banks. Green light for the banks. Bank of America could link up with Stellar, create a stable coin. Money, fiat money, will be given to the Federal Reserve to hold. That stablecoin would have FDIC insurance. Are you going to go to Stellar that's not insured? No. I mean, I'm sorry, Tether, Joe's stablecoin. Are you going to use Joe's stablecoin that's not FDIC insured? No. No one's going to do that shit anymore. Those companies, bye-bye, done, okay? Just like I've been telling you for 2.5 years, all these banks are going to come in and take over. If you issue a stable coin without FDIC approval, you will have 5 years in prison and a $1 million fine. So that's what's going on. You got Maxine Waters in here and some other Congress people. Would create a 2-year ban on stablecoins that are not fully backed by cash or highly liquid assets. They're going to make sure all the stablecoin shit, there's no fucking games. If you got 1 million stablecoins, you're going to have $1 million put in a Federal Reserve Bank account, okay? That's how the shit works. No more of these CEOs running off with the money and all this dumb shit. This will be tied really close to the banks. So I just wanted to let you know that one. Let me get some comments on this. Let's see. Also send some Litecoin. Just in case I use my laptop. Okay, next news article. Where is this one from? The Daily. Okay, here we go. Here's the topic. Here's the top news article for this program. These are all good, actually. All these articles are good, so I can't really say the top one. Now, the past 2 days, all I've been talking about is the Ripple SEC lawsuit, the initial court filing, okay, the petition. We've gone over it. You've seen how the SEC are calling us investors and doing all this dumb shit, thinking that we're only buying XRP because we know it's a security and all this dumb shit. The SEC is straight up lying. The SEC, in that court document, has accused Brad Garlinghouse, Ripple, and Chris Larson over and over and over of doing illegal things, all illegal shit. And then we'll stop with that. The other day, the SEC and Ripple separately petitioned the court because they want a speedy trial to come to an end. Okay? They want the judge to make a summary judgment right now based on all the evidence turned in. Okay? But guess what the SEC did not do? They remember those expert witnesses that were supposed to be there to, the SEC forgot to turn that evidence in with the petition. So the SEC wanted this court trial to end. They said, Your Honor, here's our paperwork that we want the trial to end. We're all done. We're all done giving you evidence, Your Honor. We're all done. Go ahead and end the trial. So reporters have found the SEC never put in any of the evidence they said they had. Oh, how do we make that mistake? Well, ladies and gentlemen, you make that mistake because you do it on purpose, because you know that this lawsuit was all fake, like Crypto Hulk's been saying. I've been saying this when no other channel on YouTube has been saying this. This whole thing is fake. Okay, that's why I don't follow the trial. All these other YouTubers, yep, John Deaton said this today, Jeremy Hogan. This is a fake trial. I've been telling you this for a year and a half, year and 3/4. Every fucking time I talk about it, it's a fake trial. That's why I don't need John Deaton to tell me a fucking thing. I don't need Jeremy Hogan to interpret a fucking thing. I've already interpreted myself that this is a fake trial. It's like a $3.50 bill, okay? I don't need to say, yeah, I'm grateful for these news people, these lawyers. I'm 12 years short of a law degree. No, you're 12 years short of common sense. That's what you're short of. I read off the complaint on my show for 2 days for you guys. No other crypto person was doing that except me, okay? Not that I'm special. It's that you're special, and I wanted to show you exactly what the fuck's going on with this trial. And I showed you over the past 2 days how fake this whole trial's been. No other YouTuber has done that. I don't know why. You guys heard me reading off all the line by line. Shit's not complicated. Okay, it's very easy. I don't need a law degree to do a show like that, okay? Now, prominent XRP supporting lawyer John Deaton says that the US SEC made a major misstep in a recent filing for summary judgment. The SEC sued Ripple in 2020 under allegations that the payments firm Ripple issued XRP as an unregistered security, okay? Now, just the other day, both the SEC and Ripple separately filed for summary judgment, okay? What that means is it's a request to end the court case without a full trial, okay? Now, if you guys remember, I don't have the court. Oh, let me show you some. Okay, on the front, what I did is I gave you the link for that article, okay? On the front of that, the first page of the court paper, it says court trial mandatory. In fact, I'm going to look this up on my computer. Hold on a minute. Don't go nowhere. I'm going to go to the first page. I'm going to highlight this shit. I'm going to copy it. Hold on. Show you crypto. See, I'm so far ahead of all this shit that's going on. I was teaching you guys for 2 days about how fake this trial is. Nobody else was except Crypto Hulk. And I can't. Why don't they let me do it? Okay, that's not going to work. Let me get out of that one. I have to. Let me show this again. So what I try to do is copy that whole page, but it won't let me do that in the chat. So now what I'm going to do is just do this small little portion. I'm going to copy just a small portion of this so you can see it. I'll have it up there in just a second. Here we go. Okay. See right there? 20 civ. That's civil. This is civil case. The case number is in civil court is 10832, the ECF. Here's what the SEC wrote. Here's what I'm trying to show you, what no other YouTuber is showing you First off, I teach you for 2 straight days about how fake this court is, all right? And here we have was on the front page, the first page of that court initial document. It says the SEC put this on the case. Case complaint, jury trial demanded. Jury trial demanded. Oh, really? When the SEC filed this, they demanded to have a jury trial. We haven't had a jury trial at all, have we now? No, we haven't, Crypto Hulk. Like, what the fuck, Crypto Hulk? Do you see how fake this trial is? You don't file a paper like a request to have jury trial demanded. Can you read that right there? Read that. What the fuck does that say? The SEC filed a motion and it says jury trial demanded. We have not had a jury trial for 1 year and 3/4 so far. There's been no fucking jury in this trial. It's been an administrative hearing. See what I mean? You don't file a petition in a civil court and demand a jury trial and sit around fucking around in hearings like this. You don't sit around and fuck around in administrative hearings for almost 2 fucking years when your petition clearly demands a jury trial mandatory. I showed you this the other day. I've been telling you this the whole 2 years almost. This is a fake trial, right? How the fuck? None of these other YouTubers are telling you guys that's amazing. To me, this is amazing. Why I don't even have a law degree and I'm teaching you all this stuff. All right, it's that obvious to Crypto Hulk. That's how I see shit in the future, right? When everybody else is fixated on the day, they're reading off and they're, oh, here's what Jeremy Hogan said today, and da da da. These stupid fucking YouTubers are so focused on dumb shit that they can't see really what's going on. Not one of these fucking clowns that make programs is showing you right here. This is just the first thing about the case. Everybody that filed this lawsuit, they all left within a week or 2. They're all gone. All these SEC people are gone. Jay Clayton quits the next fucking day. This trial was fake from before it even made it to court. That's what I've been saying. Nobody else is talking about all this. And then when they dropped the petition to have a judge hear this case, jury trial demanded. We've not had no jury fucking trial at all in this case. We've been sitting around in administrative courts fucking around for almost 2 years. Okay? Then all of a sudden, the other day, the SEC drops a packet to the judge petitioning the judge to end the case right now. SEC's like, we've given you everything we have. No, they haven't, because they had all this evidence from expert witnesses and all that. They accuse Ripple of all these things, and they're not producing any evidence at all. What I did not go over, I was going to do a last show on the court paper. I decided not to. You've got from pages 50 to pages 60, nonstop allegation after allegation after allegation against Ripple, because they didn't have time to prove anything in the court paper. It's just like, that's what a petition is. That's what the trial's for. The trial's when you give the evidence. In the petition, you make claims, okay? Claims of fact, all right? We went over this yesterday. I'm trying to teach you how to think logically, which none of these other channels have any kind of fucking logic at all, because none of them are talking about this. So the SEC tells the judge, without giving them any corroboration on evidence, that they made all these claims. The SEC made all these claims from pages 50 to 60 in the court petition that I was reading to you for the past 2 days. Made all these accusations. And without proving any of them like they're supposed to, fake trial, the SEC says, Your Honor, Ripple agrees and we agree We've all presented the evidence we have to. Can you make a finding? Well, number one, that's bullshit, SEC, because you had all this evidence, right? But you don't give the judge any of the evidence? Like, really? Fake trial. Number two, in their petition, the SEC said jury trial demanded. Hey, SEC, what about the jury trial demanded? Fake trial. You see how my channel just shows you all these glaring fuck ups? None of these other channels do that, okay? Just thought I'd let you know. All right, next section here. Okay, John Deaton said to his Twitter followers that the SEC's motion for summary judgment, listen, contains no references from any experts making the case that XRP behaves as a security. XRP behaves as a security by relying on the efforts of Ripple for its performance. See, just like I've been saying, all these accusations in the court document that I have, not one is backed up with evidence. This was a fake trial from the beginning. Crypto Hulk's calling it, and I have called it for 1 year and 3 quarters like nobody else has called it. Listen to what he says here. The SEC does not rely on a single expert. Can you imagine this? I'm going to try to contain myself because XRP is going to fucking skyrocket in the next, I don't know, 1, 2, 3 months. The SEC does not produce any expert witness, any evidence. The SEC, who's the prosecutor, does not bring any evidence to the fucking table. Do you see how fake this is now? Have you ever heard of such a thing? How do you file a motion to end a trial and not give one piece of fucking evidence? You see what I'm talking about now? Damn, Crypto Hulk. You've been right the whole time. This whole trial is fake. Yep. I told you that almost 2 years ago. And I've been telling you every single time I make a fucking show that we discuss the SEC, I show you how fake it is. Nobody else has been doing that. That's why when you watch my channel, you know you're so far ahead of all these other fucking channels, okay? I call dumb shit years in advance to protect you from getting wrecked, okay? That's what this channel is about. Here's what also John Deaton says. There is no SEC expert testimony attempting to prove price manipulation by Ripple. There is no SEC expert testimony claiming XRP holders relied on experience. Okay, I'm not going to continue reading all this. The SEC, here's the last one. There's like 10, 15. There's like literally 15 things the SEC did not do. They did not prove right here that the ledger, the SEC did not prove that the XRP ledger, the blockchain, has anything to do with Ripple. They didn't even bring that up. Because of something security, you got to control it. Ripple does not control the ledger. Guess what? I've been telling you for 2 years, 2.5 years, that Ripple in 2012 gave up the ledger to the World Wide Web Consortium, the W3C. If you follow my show, you know this. Ripple doesn't own the fucking ledger. They have custody of the XRP, but they don't have control of the fucking ledger. Guess what? I've only said this about 100 times. The XRP ledger is an open-sourced, permissionless platform where anybody can build on it who wants to. Do you know that? You cannot do that. You cannot do that with any of these other cryptos and have the security and the not able to get hacked. Hey, some platforms you can do that, but they're fucking garbage, right? So I'm just going to basically say there's no other fucking platform that you can do that with. I've told you this before. XRP was started by the government, and it was some kind of 3-letter agency. Okay, I don't know who. And they developed this beautiful thing to keep America #1 and in control of the entire world. That's why you got these other YouTubers talking about, oh, China and Russia's coming out with their, fucking this. Man, I'm not gonna get scared. Nothing to do with fucking China or Russia. None of these bricks, fucking cheap ass, whatever shit they invent. I already know the winner. It's the United States with the XRP ledger. Okay, we invented this shit and all this stuff. We're gonna maintain a dominance of some sort, at least controlling all the money in the world. Okay, I'm not getting all the conspiracies about how, yeah, I even said Europe and China will rise in the future financially. Okay. But as far as controlling the money, that'll be done by the United States. All right. Well, we learned an awful lot today. Um, the SEC has boxed themselves in with Ethereum. They will be fucked when it all comes out in the wash. Terry, I hope all these SEC, I've been telling you guys already, I want I want the Inspector General of the United States to do an investigation. I want them to see how China has bribed all our government officials and all the SEC people. And I want all the SEC people tried as traitors for and treason and throw their asses in jail for being traitors and purposely trying to destroy the United States. Gary Gensler should be the first one they chop their head off. You start with the snake and you chop the head off the top, okay? All right, that'll be it. We've had some hell of a couple shows tonight, and I will see you all tomorrow with more news.